Hello and welcome. So previously guys we will talk about how to show a list of data, okay, a big list of data using, for example, the loop in general, whether it's for or the while or any type of other loops that you know. Now in this video we are going to talk how to store big data. For example, we have, let's say, 10 names, then we need to store them in a variables. So should we create something like this? For example, name 1 it's equal to, for example, Chris, and do all the stuff and changing the name of the variables, then the values. Okay, should we do something like this? Of course it's not a good idea to do something like this. Okay, now here where arrays come in place. Now arrays is just a variables, or it's just like a big box, then we can store variables inside of it. Okay, think of it like this: we can store more than one variable and as much as we can from them inside an array. Okay, so to create an array, it's really simple. Just type var, okay, then the name of your arrays, for example names. Then here we need to specify actually some stuff. For example, the first one we need it to be an array, so we need to type an array. Then we need to specify the second thing, which is the type of the data that we are going to store it. For example, if you want to store the names, then probably you need to store them in array of type string. If you want to store, for example, ages or dates or something, numbers, I mean in general, so you can use the int type, so on and so forth. So in our case, I'm going to use the string type. You need to specify like this. Okay, now this is an array of type this is an array, name it names of type string. Okay, then the second thing that I need to specify, it's actually the size of this array, how many names you are going to store inside of it, so you need to specify it as well. So for example, I'm going to specify 6. Okay, now this is an array, name it names of type string that holds 6. Okay, 6 items inside of it. Now last but not least, it's this property that we are going to specify, it's really weird or strange. We need to specify what we called it the initial value or the default value for all the names, and you need to specify it like this. So we are gonna empty for now. Okay, so here we have declared an array, name it names of type string. It holds 6 items, and the default value for all the items is nothing, it's empty. Okay, so to add a value on each item, okay, inside this names array, it's really simple. We can access it by its index, so we call index. So I'm gonna write a comment to explain that for you. So for example guys, how we can access the third item inside this array. Now we need to type the name of the array, then we need to specify the index like this, or the position for this item that we want to access it. Now in array we start from 0. Okay, that means the first item in this array, its index will be 0, and the second item, its index will be 1, so on and so forth. Okay, so name 0, that means, hey, we are gonna take the first item in this array and add a value of it to it. For example, let's make it and write it in code. So I'm gonna type names for the index 0, assign a value of it to be Chris. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing for the second item. I'm gonna make it drop. Okay, let's go ahead guys and print what we are gonna get. For example, I'm gonna print println, okay, the value of names, then the index 0. Okay, let's see what we are gonna get. It's really simple guys, but you need some time to get it. So as you can see guys, we get Chris. That's what we are saying right here. Hey, access the names array, then go and look for the first item and assign the value of it to be Chris, and we are printing it. And if we print the first one, or the second item which hold the number 1, okay, the index 1 will be Rob. And let's try to print the 4, which is by default it does not have any value, as we said it right here. Okay, so as you can see, we get nothing because here we are specifying to be nothing. Okay, so if we make it by default, for example, let's give it any name. Okay, I'm gonna write random text. I'm gonna run my application and make sure, guys, to look right here. As you can see, guys, here what it did, the compiler look for the index or the item that hold the index 4, which is the 5 in our case in the array, and the 5 item, and it's look for inside the program, does it have a value? If it's not, then it will take the default value and assign to it. Okay, this is really important thing that you need to understand. Okay, so let's go and take a quick recap. To create an array, first of all, we need to type the var keyword, then any name. Okay, then the value should be an array, then we need to specify the type, okay, the data type, then you need to specify the size of this array size, and you need to specify the initial or the default value. Okay, and this is probably depend on the data type. For example, if you make it an integer, so make it 0. If make it string, make it like this. Okay, so this is really important. Just take a look on it and go ahead and put it in really simple example. For example, create a program that for example for your friends names. Okay, for example, the 10 of them, and put their names in array, put their of type string, put their age in, for example, an array of type int, and you will get the idea behind it. Okay, so in the next video, guys, we are going to take another type of array that will be more flexible than what we have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you next.